So this video is a boat chat with a very good friend of mine who also happens to be the chief executive of Intellian Technologies, a Korean-based company which has offices throughout the world, significantly in California, Florida, Rotterdam, the UK, and elsewhere, and is one of the leaders, if not the leader, in satellite hardware and antenna manufacture. I think it's a very interesting conversation, and I think you'll find it interesting whether you're in the leisure market or in the deep sea market to hear what Eric has to say and what technologies they're working on. The first visit on board Kariwa here at Old Port Cove is my good friend, the CEO of Intellian, Eric Sung from Korea. And he's come down and we've been chatting away about the satellite communications market. Having been living on our Nordhavn 62 now for the last 6 weeks, obviously one of the topics of conversation that we have is about what kind of communications. I know a lot of people use KVH, and there are discussions about other antennas, other satellite communication systems. Because of my past, I know quite a lot about all of these different systems, but I also have friends in the industry, and this was a great opportunity for me to have one of my friends, but also one of the forerunners in the development of satellite hardware, Eric Sung, come down and see us the day after the satellite show. Great to see you, Eric.
Likewise, great to see you. Yeah. I'm very pleased to be here in Nordhavn 62. So I was amazed to see the boat, and I regret that I have to decide to stay here with you tonight instead of staying at the hotel. It's far better than other hotel, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So we got a short time before we go out for dinner, and we were just chatting. I was talking to someone else in the industry not so long ago, Andy Sukawati from Inmarsat, and he said to me that Armageddon is coming because there are so many providers in the industry. Is that your feeling as well? Do you think?
Yes, I agree. Of course, Inmarsat and other service providers are still very strong, but company like OneWeb and Amazon and SES and Telesat, all of new LEO players are investing to build a complete new constellation and network. So I think we will have a very, very powerful and strong network and capacity for the next couple of years. I think it will be a big competition, and there will be a lot of changes in custom experience, satellite network, and terminal as well. Yeah.
So, Eric, the interesting thing is that people immediately think, and going back over the last 20 years, everyone says, okay, well, the next big thing will be VSAT, and they'll put Inmarsat out of business, or Iridium is coming, and that's going to pressure Inmarsat, and of course, Intelsat's VSAT, and etc., etc. But what never really happens is a great price it never becomes competitive enough that cruisers and liveaboard yacht people and even the deep sea market, it never gets to a price where everybody thinks it's competitive, or it's great for the consumer. So is it likely that all these new constellations will make it better for the cruiser or the leisure market, or are some of these constellations not really focused on the leisure market? It's not what they are interested in.
I think in the beginning they will focus on bigger size market like enterprise, consumers, and military and government type of market. But definitely there is a big market in maritime, including leisures and yachting market. So far we have seen pretty stagnant and slow innovation and jump in the speed of the service in the leisure. But because many of these new service providers and operators are going to have a very big capacity, and then they have a pretty low latency. I believe in order to penetrate those established market, they will be aggressive, and also because of the surplus capacity and new amount of capacity, they will try to create some innovation and a new offering for this leisure market in a different scale.
Yeah, I hope so, because I certainly coming from the industry, from when I was running Inmarsat and also running the technology businesses, I always knew that we confused the consumer, we confused the customer, because we talk about this and that, but the truth was, if there was no committed information rate, the level of service was never what we all expected. And KVH has done well in this market, but even KVH and everyone else doesn't provide a commitment of service without quite a premium of price. So I hope that the service providers will be able to provide a service for the leisure market, and also for the deep sea market for me. I mean, a lot of people on the chat rooms talk about SpaceX. I mean, do you have an opinion about, they're not really focused, they're not going to be focused on maritime or the leisure market?
Yeah, I mean, I can't say what their strategy or focus will be, but based on my understanding, company like SpaceX initially focused on consumer residence market, I think, residential market, and at the moment, maritime is still perceived as a limited size of market. I think in the beginning, SpaceX type of company, or even Amazon, I guess they will focus on consumer market to penetrate. But at the end of the day, I believe maritime is a good market and established market, which has a proven customer base and the need for the satellite service. So they will definitely consider to move.
But there's lots
market.
of segments of maritime.
Oh, definitely, yeah, definitely. So as we know, shipping, cruise, energy, or leisure, fishing, there are a lot of different segments. But I think in the beginning, I guess they will try to penetrate a high-end market like energy, military, and cruise, because those segments is always demanding for really the high throughput. So they can afford a premium price to get such a high throughput. So because of this demand, I feel maybe a big LEO or MEO that has a bigger capacity and capability of providing a high throughput, they will focus on these high-end market. But in the end, they will slowly move into the leisure and the shipping, of course. Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about what you guys are doing, because it's a few years since I was at your facility in Korea. and it's what, 2 years since I saw you there when we went out for a great meal in Seoul with your wife and my son and everything. But you've done a lot of expansion on your facility, and you're different in that you focus exclusively on the hardware side.
Yeah.
Without trying to provide airtime.
Exactly. Yeah. We yeah. I mean, we would like to focus on hardware manufacturers, providing innovation in terminal side. So yeah, we made a good expansion and investment to expand our business. So basically, our current focus is to build a many different variants of the user terminal for LEO and MEO players, including OneWeb and SES. So we are developing land terminal that can receive and transmit LEO service and MEO service, and also we are also building maritime terminal that can receive and transmit new constellation like OneWeb and SES. So we've been quite busy to build a different form factor of terminals for the new service provider.
And the flat panel market is beginning to become more established, do you think, in the next year or so?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, still is very early stage for the flat panel, but mainly, because of new strong players like OneWeb, which we have an agreement to develop and deliver a flat panel for the OneWeb. So I think maybe from next year, the market will be able to see a real flat panel terminal coming into play, I think. And
available
then
in maritime.
Available. So maritime, yeah, definitely. End of next year, we'll be launching a new flat panel based maritime terminal for OneWeb. First.
Fantastic.
So yeah, it's gonna be great because the speed of the service will be completely different from a traditional geo service, and the form factor of the terminal will be very compelling, I think. Yeah.
So I mean, it's great talking to you, and I think we'll head out for dinner now. But come Monday, we're going to be putting some Intellian antennas on this boat, and it's going to be really exciting. So
yeah, I mean,
it's fantastic to come see me.
Yeah, exactly. I agree, and it's going to be great to see you and see our antenna on the Nordhavn 62. So
yeah.
Great, thank you.
Awesome, thanks.
Can I press it?